All right, we're back. Today's video, boys, I'm gonna keep this one short and sweet. I'm gonna tell you a story about the time a Supreme box logo changed my life. A Supreme box logo, right? Yeah, I fucking know. A Supreme bandana box logo back in 2019. So I'm gonna take you back. It was year 12, going into sixth form. So we've just finished GCSEs in year 11 back in the UK. I'm around 17 years old. Year 12, and I remember I'm in a business lesson, and this is the point where Supreme is basically at its peak, at its height, right? This is where shit's popping off. And I remember 11 AM on a Thursday, you had to be there. Shit was going down on the laptop, we was fucking spamming it. Supposed to be taking notes and everything on Teams or whatever. We're just absolutely spamming it. And I remember I came across this Supreme bandana box logo. Now I didn't get it on the first drop, the 11 o'clock one. However, the restocks are a thing because people had the bots and stuff and they didn't check out, cancel. And I remember everyone was cracking on, doing their work, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna keep going. I guess 11:30, I get a few in checkouts, and basically our break time was 11:45. Everyone left to break at 11:42, I remember, and I stayed. And everyone was like, you're mad, like you're not gonna get it. And I was like, yeah, we'll see about that. Anyway, 11:45, my OGs, who ever did Supreme or reselling will know about this. If you did, drop a like and subscribe, fucking put the shit in the comments. There is no better euphoria in life. I genuinely think there isn't when hitting a fucking Supreme link when it goes into the checkout and you actually collect that shit. Now, that's exactly what happened. 11:45, I get the Supreme bandana box logo. I literally fucking daps my business teacher. I go, bro, we fucking done it. I've escaped the Matrix. And the point is, it was such an important moment in my life. The reason why is because I was 17 years old and I just made £700 in profit in about 30 minutes. And that basically changed everything. Bear in mind, I was working because you can start work at the age of 16. And I was working at what was I working as? At a restaurant? Like for the tender price of fucking £6 an hour. Like I was earning nothing. Actually no, £6 an hour plus tips. But to me, at that time, it was pretty ball as shit. I was earning quite a lot. For my age, I guess. But anyway, so to make £700 at like the age of 17, that kind of changed everything. And what that taught me, right, was that there's a different way to make money. You don't actually have to trade your time. I was always working like, okay, if I spend 12 hours at work today, I do a 12-hour shift, times by 6, I get £72. But then like, do you know what I mean? I made £700 there. So that was at 17. And I didn't realize it then, but I realize it now. That caused a chain of events, which then literally led me here, which led me to this video now that I am making, which potentially will have an impact on you, or potentially the other videos may have an impact on you, all because of that one decision. And this is the butterfly effect, if you will, right? And I'll tell you why. So the first time I got that Supreme box logo, sold it on eBay for £800. I think I collected 700 after fees. I had like the 1% fees at the time. Got that shit. I think we did it through PayPal as well, so I got the money like instantly. Went out Friday night and I just spent it all, I remember. Bought a Canada Goose jacket, I remember. Still have it to this day. And I spent it all on just drinks and having fun or whatever. It was necessary. I respect that from me. Great decision. Now, what that led me to do was in year 13, when basically COVID hit, was start a reselling business. I realized, oh, I can make money from that. Well, let's do it again. So I started selling Supreme, but Supreme started to die off. So I went into Jordans, I went into Dunks. COVID then hit. I had my job at Marks & Spencer. I've moved from the other restaurant now. And then I was now selling Nintendo Switches, even PS5. So if you were one of those guys who wanted a PS5 and Nintendo Switch in lockdown, sorry, mate. Yeah, I was one of the guys. 200 profit a pop. It was pretty good. We made around like 5 or 6 grand from that in a year, which obviously isn't crazy, you know. But like at 18, that was a lot of money. I had my first taste of business. Now, I did what pretty much every ambitious 18-year-old would do. Is go, this is too slow, we need to make more money. Let's reinvest this shit. So I look into stocks, and this is where shit gets interesting. So I look into stocks, and basically I go, okay, well, we have around 5 or 6 grand to play with. Let's take 2, and let's put it into what I didn't know at the time was AMC and GameStop. And now, you know, if you know about that shit, you know where this is going. So basically, I caught AMC at $2. Now this was like the beta play of GameStop. This shit just went fucking mental. Anyway, I bought it at $2 of 2 grand, and this is in January. And I remember that shit turned into 20. Now I'll take you back to that day. I was on my way just back to university. I woke up and checked the pre-market, like 7 AM when you wake up in the UK, and the pre-market was at like 8. So I was like 4x, so I was like 2 grand to 8 grand, or 2 grand to 10 grand or some shit. I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like, I was ecstatic. Like, I think my brother was in the flare, so I was like, bro, we fucking made it. What's going on? Anyway, it just kept going up, 10, 12, 14, 16. I remember I was in the car with my boy, Scott. We were on the way to my uni, Sheffield, and I just kept checking it. We went up to like 20 in the pre-market, which was like 10x. So I was like 20 grand. And like, bear in mind, I'm fucking like 18 at this point. I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. Anyway, gets to 130. I had like limiting orders. I fucking cancelled them because I was getting greedy. And then the shares, like the selling and trading halted, so I couldn't do anything. So I was like, oh, fuck. But for some reason I thought it would go higher. Didn't realize that's actually very bearish if the trading gets halted because everyone tries to sell instantly. So I just like forgot about it. And then like when it did magically open later, like I'd looked, the shit just crashed. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So I collected like 6 or 8 grand, like I just sold it. What's quite annoying about this as well, and this is a true test of character, you'll learn this lesson one day. That shit went up to 100 grand if I held like another 6 months. You know, I said it peaked at 20 and I bought it 2, it went to 100, it 50x'd. So that one hurt when I realised, oh, life's short, who gives a fuck, my money will come back, doesn't matter. But yeah, that happened. And then what basically happened there was I collected like 6 grand or something. You think, oh, it's pretty good, right? But then once you've had a taste of the 20, you've had the sweet taste of the money. You revenge trade. So I revenge trade, I did no risk management. I made some good trades, I made some bad trades, and eventually that 6 grand turned into £500. And I also had a bit of credit card debt because I was buying stupid shit like fucking Burberry belts and all this stuff, which I literally just gave away the other day because it was just a stupid purchase at 18. I'm now 23, I don't really care about all that shit. This is where you spend your money. Fucking, no, I don't even wear clothes anymore. I've got a black t-shirt, Muay Thai shorts, sandals, a chain, and a mic. That's all you need in life. And some sunnies. And that's literally it, eh? No materialism. Now, why is all of this important? Well, first off, it's kind of what got me into the entrepreneur game. I realised that you don't need to sell your time for money. I realised that, wow, you can actually make a bit of profit here and there. And that's what got me into the game. I think a lot of people stay in their kind of normal jobs and stuff because they haven't had tangible proof of like, okay, the Osmo is not happy. She keeps overheating, as we are on the peak UVs at this time. As of right now, right. Anyway, where were we? So what I was saying was basically once you have tangible fucking proof that you can make money online, like your brain changes. You're like, why on earth would we spend loads of time fucking working when we could make it in different sources? And basically that's essentially what happened. I remember I had a bar job at university and they'd always have a go at me for being on my phone. Why? Because I was trying to trade and do shit. And it just, yeah. I was basically in the game at this point. I was well and truly deep into the entrepreneurship, and it was all from that fucking Supreme box logo. Now, like I said, I turned that 6 grand into a impressive 500. And what I did with that 500, and you might know the story, you might not, is I bought a bench press, right, with the last 500 because the lockdown meant that there was no gyms open. So I bought a 500 pound bench press, and what I did, as most G's would do, is build it in the middle of my kitchen in my 12-person flat. Now, no one was home at this point. I had the flat to myself. I asked one of the flatmates and I said, look, I'm building a bench press. Do you want to help out? He said, yeah, let's fucking go. G. Ryan, if you're watching this, G. The other girls who came back, they weren't happy. They missed their dining table. They didn't like the bench press. I said, sorry. No, I'm joking. We obviously put the bench press in the corner when it was time to eat, but there was a bench press in the kitchen. Now, what that bench press did, right, was, and bear in mind, butterfly effect, chain of consequences, all of this wouldn't have happened if I did not have that 500 pounds, is I started benching loads, and what happened magically was I got bigger. My chest got very big and my fucking bench got big, and I basically got back into the gym. Because from the age of 16 to 18, I just tried out the gym and I was getting into it. And then when COVID hit, I got skinny again. And then when that bench press came in, I got fucking massive. And I said, you know what? If we're gonna go into the gym this time, we're gonna do it properly. We're actually gonna just train as heavy as possible. We're gonna track every single calorie and we're gonna smash it. Long story short, I get into the best shape of my life and I fall back in love with the gym. I've never ever missed since then. Now been 6 years since that decision. So it's crazy how that works, right? But what that led me to do, after the trading shit didn't work, so I did reselling, trading, all that didn't work, started TikTok. whilst doing another part-time job, I was doing kind of labouring, scaffolding, all this shit. Not scaffolding, like tent rigging basically. I built stretch tents, I put it on the screen. It's a pretty cool job to be fair. But I remember like whilst I was in the van, like on the way to things, I was like posting TikToks and editing, and at this point I didn't know what I was doing. I was just getting the output, I was doing it for fun, right? But I amassed around 4K followers or so, and it was pretty good. Like this time I was getting, you know, my first views, like 100K view videos, and you know, this was pretty fucking cool. But what that led me to do in my third year of uni was then start an Instagram account, which again, I didn't know what I was doing, but then I went to fucking Ibiza, which you might have watched, and then that led me to starting a business and using that Instagram account. And that's the Instagram account I run, and then that Instagram account turned into this YouTube account, and then this YouTube account is the one that I'm filming on right now, telling you this story and trying to upload as much value as possible and document my life. And then that led me to moving to Thailand and like completely leaving the UK and having this business and meeting a bunch of amazing people and leveling up in all areas of life and becoming the best version of myself, all from a fucking Supreme box logo. Pretty mad, isn't it? That is the chain of consequences. That is the butterfly effect. When you know kind of exactly what you want to do, you know? I told my dad one day, I remember when I quit my last job at M&S, I said, or like it was at university or when I was young, I said, I'm never gonna fucking work again because I just hated it so much. I worked so much, I can't even explain it. Like I got the reps, I never did a 9-to-5 job, like in sense of like a sales job or whatever, but I did all the part-time jobs from the age of 16 up until 21, and fuck me, I got my reps, I earned my stripes, I have the t-shirt, okay? And it was enough pain and anger to say, no, I'm never fucking doing that shit again, and I meant it. You can see how fucking pissed off I am at the idea of having to like waste my time to work for someone else. Like, no, absolutely not. So that's kind of what drove me and led me to just following my passion, which is the gym. Like, I fucking love the gym. I will love it until the day I die. Like, I love getting better. I love how it makes you feel. I love the fucking feeling it gives you, you know? Just that feeling of getting better, like the feeling of constantly improving, the drive, the competition, all of it. It's the right way to be, and I absolutely love it. And the fact that I get to basically help other people achieve that and like reach their best version of themselves, that's amazing. And bear in mind, like, I'm constantly learning. What I've now found is not only does the gym improve like your overall life, but it improves everything else. Like my business is where it is because of the gym. Like I think in a certain way because I'm constantly like high frequency, high fucking dopamine all the time because I'm constantly getting out active. I'm in the gym, I'm constantly getting better. I feel fucking amazing. And that's all because of the gym. It's all because of those few events. That's a crazy story, isn't it? How some things changed, and now we're here. And I don't know really what the future holds completely, if I'm being completely honest with you. I kind of take one step at a time. But all I know is I'm doing the best I can every single day. I'm trying to document the journey. And I've got a clear vision of exactly where we're going to be. Now my job is to realize that vision and document it in real time. So if you're here for the journey and you back me, you believe in me, feel free to like and subscribe. I will be very, very consistent now. There is no stopping. All gas, no brakes. And if you are someone who wants to get in the best shape of their life, I don't really know how, but wants to see exactly what it is I do, what allows me to live in this beautiful country, and please do check the link in my bio, for you will see the exceptional results we get and how I have managed to build my current physique and change my life, as well as many others. If you would like the same for yourself, then feel free to check the link in the bio and book a call with myself where we can catch up and chat and talk about how we can get you shredded, sub 10% body fat, more confident, and in the best shape of your life, which will then allow you to make more money, get more women, do whatever you want in the game we call life. That is today's video. So, I hope you enjoyed the backdrop, because I put in a bit of effort. You know, you can't really get to this place easy. Check this out, I have to vault all these rocks. I'm gonna have to vault them all the way back. So if that doesn't deserve a subscribe, I don't know what does, lads. But anyway, that's today's video, boys. If you have any questions, or you have any things you want to see from me, from a video perspective, please do let me know. Other than that, catch you on the next one. All the best. Peace.